And good evening once again. While this was indeed day 83 of the Biden administration, if you've been watching, then you no doubt know by now, this is also a tense night in the Twin Cities. Already on edge, of course, because of the trial of Derek Chauvin happening just about 10 miles away. Tonight, a dusk to dawn curfew is in effect amid a second night of protests after police in the Minneapolis suburb of Brooklyn Center, it's just north of the city of Minneapolis, shot and killed a black man at point-blank range during a traffic stop over the weekend. Last night, demonstrations were followed by looting and violent confrontations with police officers. National Guard members called out to patrol the streets. The anger and grief erupted after 20-year-old Daunte Wright was shot and killed during a traffic stop Sunday afternoon as police tried to arrest him for an outstanding misdemeanor warrant. Officials released body camera video of the shooting earlier today. Our usual fair warning, it's disturbing. The officer who fired that gun has been identified as Kim Porter, a 26-year veteran of the Brooklyn Center, Minnesota Police Department. She's now on administrative leave. During a news conference with the mayor, the chief of police described the events just before the shooting, including why Officer Potter repeated the words taser 3 times.
It is my belief that the officer had the intention to deploy their taser, but instead shot Mr. Wright with a single bullet. This appears to me, from what I've viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after, that this was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright.
My position is that we cannot afford to make mistakes that lead to the loss of life.
Do you support curbing fire?
I do.
The police chief followed up those comments by saying there would be an examination of the video before a final decision was made on Officer Potter's fate. Tonight, the medical examiner in the region has ruled the shooting of Daunte Wright a homicide. Earlier at the White House, the president acknowledged the community's anguish as he condemned violent protests.
There is absolutely no justification, none, for looting, no justification for violence. Peaceful protest, understandable. And the fact is that, we do know that the anger, pain, and trauma that exists in the black community in that environment is real. It's serious and it's consequential. But it will not justify violence and or looting. And so the question is how we, in an orderly way, make clear that they get down to a full-blown investigation to determine what the facts are and what is likely to have happened. In the meantime, we're calling for peace and calm.
Chief Best, I'd like to begin with you. Adrenaline is a powerful chemical, not as powerful as a 9mm in the wrong hands. Correct me if I'm wrong, but officers are trained to carry their weapon on the side of their dominant hand and their taser on the side opposed to that. Obviously, tasers are bright yellow and lightweight for a reason. Obviously, a 9mm is a 9mm. So talk about how this might happen. Is it adrenaline? Is it training? Is it a mixture of those two and the intersection of bias?
Well, Brian, you bring up some really good points. I mean, the taser is certainly by design meant to look and feel different than your weapon, than a handgun would. I've heard officers say that they could tell the difference between a taser and a handgun if they were blindfolded. So they are by design meant to be different by their grip, by their weight, and often by the color of the of the taser as compared to the gun. And then just as you noted, usually the taser is carried on your less dominant side, not on your handgun side. So that way there's less likely the potential to confuse the two. It is very perplexing how that could happen. You know, I don't want to speculate too far, but certainly that's one of the reasons that's potentially given as a confusion over what was being drawn. But it's very difficult to understand how that would happen under these circumstances. We know that there'll be a further investigation. But this is a very, very rare instance where there's confusion between the two. And I think both taser and training has worked really hard to make sure that officers don't make that mistake. So there's a lot to be determined here about how that happened and how we had this tragic and horrible incident because of what could have been, a mistake or confusion about the two. It's just very unusual, particularly as when you pull out your taser, it usually lights up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank all of you out there.
Thank you as always.
Thanks to at home.
Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for letting us into your homes during these extraordinary times.